This is the most important and probably the most difficult task of a leader today, as to how a right behavior can be carved out of your group and the kind of values that you want to come out in your people. Just like any other manual of any machine that you're working with, in order to get the right efficiency out of that machine, you really need to read and study the manual. We as human beings also have a manual. It's called psychology. And as leaders, we really need to understand and read how human behavior manifests itself in a group environment. There's a certain chemical called serotonin in our limbic brain, which is responsible for our archetypical mimicry, a subconscious imitation of the person who we actually think is our leader. He's placed by that chemical in the top hierarchy of competence in our mind, and where competence would mean the most efficient person to get me to my purpose. Just like how kids are going to wear Cristiano Ronaldo's t-shirts and Messi's t-shirts and try and walk and talk like them, or we buying books of highly successful people and imitating their habits and try and see how they've gotten to their purpose in the most efficient manner. Just like that, any and every human being is subconsciously imitating somebody else. In that mind, that person is deemed an alpha or the true leader. The problem that we have today is that most of the companies, the person in the hierarchy of the company, at the top level of the hierarchy, he's actually not in the top hierarchy of competence in the minds of the people he's leading. And that's the biggest dissonance that groups are facing right now, and companies are facing right now. And instead of him triggering the right behavior, people start to do the exact opposite of what he's doing, because instead of triggering serotonergic reaction in the group, he's consciously triggering cortisol and epinephrines, and people are afraid of this guy, and people have a ball and enjoy themselves when this guy is having an off day or is gone on vacation. And this is the bigger problem that you need to solve, and as to how to spot the real leaders. And they could be in any level of the hierarchy in your company, and people will be imitating those, and those are the memes you see in your group. You need to first spot those people, declare anchorage around them, and those anchors are going to determine how fast the culture is going to build up of the right kind of values that you want in your company. You need to lean towards those people, make them recognize the values and reward or punish them based on their behavior, and you'll see that the whole company is going to set itself up behind or under them, and this is how you set up a culture in the quickest possible way. This is more or less the manual of the human being that I've just given you, how to create values and culture in your company.